What are you doing? You ready? Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared with my lovely wife, Kara.
Hello?
Today we are talking about the Kizer T1. I really like this knife. I'm surprised there ain't way more people screaming about this knife. I can't wait to scream about it. We wanted to give a huge thank you to Lavender Pants 86 for sending this to us to review. This was an awesome review, and I'm super glad that we got to check it out because we probably wouldn't have gotten to check it out otherwise. And this might be one of my top knives of the year, seriously.
Couldn't you imagine Lavender Pants being like a superhero name and him having a villain? An enemy named like Maroon Pants or something?
Can you imagine?
Or Black Pants or something?
Can you imagine if we were wearing lavender pants right now?
Yeah, that would be hilarious if we just stood up.
Alright, let's get to this knife.
Unfortunately, I have great pants. Alright.
Let's get the specs and to size comparisons.
Specs first.
Bang, bang. Alright guys, you guys seen the specs? Now here is the T1 against the Ontario Rat 1. Now here it is against the Benchmade Griptilian. And also the Benchmade Mini Griptilian. So you can kind of see that it's a little bit smaller than the big one, but you know, it's larger than the small one. Bang, bang. Alright, a really good size comparison, I think, is the Kershaw Natrix. These two are pretty much the exact same size, aside from the T1's a little bit thicker in the handle. Alright, another Kizer. This is the Mini Doman. This is a Vanguard edition. And then another Kizer Premium knife, which I think is another good size comparison, is the Kizer Rogue. The Kizer Rogue is a little tiny bit shorter, but they are, you know, they're a lot alike with size.
And they're swirly pivot twins.
Yeah, because both of these are some of the older models, which come with the swirly pivots. So, yeah.
Alright, let's move on.
Alright, guys. I'm going to try not to jump around too much on this one. But I really like this knife. And, you know, we don't do any scripts or anything. I just basically say what's on my mind with the knife. So I'm going to start off with the blade. If you guys seen the specs, you know it's a 3.25 inch blade. It's a drop point. They did the sharpening tool very, very well. You can see the lettering that they put on there. They put
what lettering are you referring to?
Turn it around. No, they put, like on this, they got the T1, and then I think that's something to do with the...
Did you really not know what that symbol is before?
What?
This one, we were like, I don't know what it is. It might have something to do with
I'm talking about the word.
Yeah. It's UH.
Is
it says UH, which is his initials.
Okay. Uli Hennicke. Or, no. Hennicke. Uli Hennicke is the designer of this knife. The blade has a nice stone wash. I like the way Kizer does their stone wash. It's
yeah, it's kind of still satiny in a way.
It's a stone wash though. It's
still shiny.
It's definitely a stone wash, which works out really good for when you're using your knives. And this is kind of a user premium knife. Lavender Pants told us that he is going to be anodizing this, which this is a perfect knife to anodize.
Yeah,
if you want to do some anodizing. It is all titanium. Even the pocket clip, the back spacer, everything's titanium.
Or the thumb studs?
No.
Well, then you're lying.
The handle is very comfortable in the hand.
So comfortable, you guys. It really is. I mean, it has this little swedge. What do you call this? Chamfer bevel?
Yeah.
Something? And it creates this shape which just allows it to swell in your hand and fill it perfectly. I feel like this is one of those knives that could just fit anybody's hand.
Yeah, definitely. I can get a full hand on there.
And I can too.
And that's with a
3.25
inch blade too, which is a very good workable, usable blade length and shape. It has it's pretty thin behind the edge. The blade thickness altogether is 0.125, so it's not really thick. It's a good working blade. And
that's the large grip right there. It's very, very close in size. Actually, it's dang near identical.
Should be thinner.
No, look.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the grip is. So, but it does get thinner behind the edge.
Oh yeah, for
I
sure.
gotta put up the thinness behind the edge. I'll check it and then put it up there. Okay, back to the handles. Sorry. The handles there's no weight relief. And that's kind of one of the beautiful things about this knife.
Yeah.
It's about 4.3 ounces, which is a really good thing. I know that's more than some people like because it's more ounces per inches of blade length. But I'm telling you guys, this thing has just a substantial feel in your hand. It feels like if you had anything lighter, I think it'd feel cheap. And this knife feels like it's just got
so
that
fancy.
It's got that perfect weight where you feel like when it's in your hand that you know you have a quality knife. And it does run on ball bearings. I think they're ceramic, but you know what though? You don't feel them at all. It's so smooth. It's not crazy drop shutty, but is a little bit drop shutty.
It's to me the perfect amount. I'm kind of out of the free swinging guillotine phase right now. I'm in more of like a really quality, good like hydraulic or smooth type
And that's
action.
what it feels like. It feels like it has a kind of like a hydraulic feel.
Yeah.
I'll get to the action in just one second.
But I just want to add really quick because we were talking about ergos and the handle feel. Along with that chamfering that they've got going on everywhere, they also have it on the inside of the lock bar.
Which feels very, very
It's
good.
so comfortable. This lock bar is already, it's the perfect level of hard, like strong but easy to push. I love it.
Yeah, you can tell it has
love
good
it.
tension on it.
Yes.
But it's super comfortable to unlock, very easy to unlock. And it's just another one of those things that makes it feel very premium in the hand.
It feels so premium. That's really the word for it. It's just like premium.
Yeah, but it definitely feels like a user though at the same time.
Yes, you wouldn't be worried about hurting it.
Right. And even though this knife is the type that's going to come with snail trails and stuff like that because of the titanium being a bare titanium, it's going to get snail trails, but this is the type of knife that you know, even though it's premium, either you're going to keep it pretty or you're not going to worry about it and you're going to use it as a work knife. The pocket clip works extremely well. It goes in and out of the pocket, no problems. It just slips in and out. Very good tension, and you don't really feel it in the hand. No hot spots. It has T8s all the way around, except for the pocket clip and the lock bar insert, which is also, it also has an over travel stop. Now, the action. All right, the action is amazing. It's one of the best thumb stud action knives. When we first got it, it was a little bit too strong, not too strong, but it had a very strong detent. But the more I've used it, the more it's lightened up, and I mean, I can middle finger flick it no problem. And you want to kind of keep your hands off the lock bar. You don't really have to worry about it with the thumb, but with the middle finger, obviously you don't want to mess with it. But I kind of like to turn it just a little bit when I flick it. I don't know why, but it's very satisfying. And it's just, it's got, like, listen to the detent. It's got that clicky detent, and it just feels so good to flick.
I want to flick. Yeah, I really love the action. This is one of those ones where the blade just takes it the rest of the way for you. All you gotta do is give it a little oomph, and it goes. I barely put any weight on that, but that's the point, though, is it just takes absolutely no effort, and it takes itself home. This is the kind that instead of putting my whole nail under the thumb stud, you can kind of just put your skin on there and pop it out. Let me do it like this, and it'll just open right up for you. I love it.
Yeah, once you get past that detent, it flies because it has a strong detent, but in a good way though.
And it is also slow rollable, which at first we couldn't really slow roll it because the detent was too strong, but as you can see, it's broken into a point where you can do that.
You just want to keep your fingers off the lock bar when you try to slow roll it with your thumb, or you want to pinch,
it's not
pinch
overly sensitive with the lock bar, though. I don't want to give that impression because it's not one of those knives where if you're
if you're gonna slow roll
touching
it, you should keep it off when you're slow. If you're gonna pop it out with just one thumb, you know, it's pretty easy to do when you do that. But no, I don't want to give off the wrong impression. It does have a decent size stop pin.
Oh,
and
your
I do like
favorite.
that because, I mean, it's not really big, but it's not too small. It's perfect for this size knife.
Does size really matter? Isn't it more about how it works?
It's a stop pin. They all work the same.
Exactly. So who cares?
Because it's the size. Because if it's too small, then you have less space, like touching, like locking up. You know what I mean? If it's bigger, you have more of an area connecting.
I think you just really like stop pins.
And it's bigger to where it's stronger. You know what I mean?
You're in a big stop
Okay,
pin phase.
the lock
It's okay.
or the lockup is exactly where you want to see it.
Can't see it.
The excuse me. The steel insert is exactly underneath the tang, and that's all that's underneath it. It's literally exactly where you want to see a knife. And like I said before, it's very easy to unlock and swing shut.
So easy. Let's look at the centering while we're down here. Perfectly centered.
I can't...
Wait, it's not perfectly centered.
Well, I can probably twist the pivot.
It might need a little.
I've been using it.
It was when we got it
it's barely off. Yeah, I could. That's literally just the twist of the pivot.
They call me the centering critic, you know.
It's seriously though. It's.
I thought you were handing it to me. Sorry.
I can't stress enough how premium. There we go. Bam. How premium this knife feels. Now it's perfectly centered, but I can't stress enough how premium this knife feels. And I literally want to say, like, this is definitely one of my favorite knives of the year. It seriously is. I really love this knife, and I'm glad we got to play with it.
All right, guys, we are wrapping this review up, and we want to thank you so much for watching. Please comment on this video. I can't speak. Comment on this video and like it if you liked it. Don't laugh at me.
Thanks, Lavender Pants 86. This was a really good knife for us to check out, and I am really happy about this. This is definitely a knife I would want to have. Like, I hate to even give it up. I know we've had it for way too long.
Yeah.
And we need to get it back to you, so... But, yeah, it's just such a good... Especially if you like thumb studs. If you like thumb studs, this is definitely the knife for you. Very good knife. And it's a good slicer. I did use it at work. I did put an edge on there. It's, I did just follow the same bevel that was on it from the factory.
You reviewing it again?
So I did not change the angle. I left the angle the same, and it's a slicing beast. So, and it has a good tip. I didn't talk about the tip. The tip is pretty thin, very good for poking action or anything you need to do with the tip. But yeah, very good knife. Thanks for having us, guys.
Ready?
Ready for what?
Gnab. That was bang backwards, and I closed the knife.
Gnab?
Gnab. That's bang backwards.
We're gonna just be gnab.
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 Gnab. It sounds like good night. Good night.